Yep.
Sure, why not?
And we're live. Welcome
Chickadee,
to
chickadee,
another
chickadee.
exciting edition of Ricky Dick Bullshit Podcast, Season 2. Can you believe we're already on the 18th episode?
That's insane, Johnny Lee, Superfly. You just
That's
keep
right.
on grinding. You keep on grinding.
That's what it's all about.
That's how
gotta
you keep.
grind.
That's how you keep a woman. That's how
right.
you keep the ladies around. You just on that constant grind. That's one thing that I like about this podcast show, man. And coming up here is that you are one of the most consistent podcasts that I've seen in the last 10 years. And that's what's the best about it. Consistency makes shit happen. It makes stuff happen. It really,
right.
But we got some special guests in here today. You know, we're promoting the Skullfest 6, which is in Louisville, Kentucky, Fern Valley Road, August 2nd, baby. And one of the bands that's going to be there is Psychic Dictatorship. We got two of the members in here right now. We got we're going by. We discussed this beforehand. Today we're going by Andrew and Andy. So I appreciate you guys coming in, man. I know you guys are missing probably a couple of the other members of the band. We'll discuss all the members of the band as we get into the show and all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show and coming up here, man. I know the people out here know you as Baby Wolf. Last time we was rapping on the mic, we was flicking and flying, but now you're in a band.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be getting at that. First and foremost, though, man, Superfly, thank you. Thanks for having us up, man. Thanks for supporting Skullface and all we do and the way that you do it, man. This is our second promotion show. We're gonna have another one in June and then one in July as we're marching into August with this show. I think it's gonna be pretty epic for everyone, man. Beyond all the other bands coming in here, I got to kind of toot my own horn. I've been rehearsing every Sunday with some fellas. The Psychotic Marvels is together and fucking trying to take over the lands. I think everyone's gonna be pretty fucking. I think we're going to open some eyes when we hit the stage and you guys kind of see what we got going on. I know you guys remember when we had Hide the Riot rocking and rolling, man. Yep. This band reminds me a little of that, but kind of on steroids. Like a little bit meatier, a little bit more Dimebag Daryl, I suppose, than, you know what I'm saying? It's a very heavy band, but you know me, man, I like spitting a little bit of rap here and there, but I also like screaming. I like doing some pretty vocals and stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a very good mix, and I'm very proud of what we got going on. So shout out to Jason, Chad, and Doug, man, the Psychotic Marvels. I'll see you guys Sunday as we will be rehearsing in the shed. We do, man. We rock that bitch out, dude. We get in the zone, and we got 4 originals right now. We're doing one cover. We're doing a cover by a band called Down.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a song called Bury Me in Smoke.
That's a Philippines Elmo.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm a big Pantera fan. You know, huge Pantera fan. Huge. But I didn't go into Down that much. But my guitar player sure as fuck did, dude. He knows he likes, I think Down may be one of his favorite bands. And I didn't know they had an album that came out in 95. It's called NOLA. You know, L.A.
I've heard of it.
They're down, that's where they're down from.
Yeah.
New Orleans. Yep.
And I looked that up, dude, and it's rough. It's badass, dude. If you like Pantera, definitely go check out NOLA by Down. But we cover Bury Me in Smoke, and the more I've heard it, the more I love it. You know what I'm saying? And now it's kind of a second nature. It's one of those songs that you sing, so now it's your baby.
Yeah.
You know, especially where I didn't know it that well before I started playing it. It seems like it's one of our songs to me, like at least in my head,
Hell
you know?
Yeah.
But
it just clips in with your style. So
very much so, man. Very
Also,
much so.
thank you to Ian Mosley. He sent 1,000 stars.
Hey, appreciate it.
1,000.
Ding, 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 ding. That's awesome, dude.
That's right.
1,000 stars, man, makes my balls jiggle, wiggle, baby.
Fill that in your tank.
5,000 stars and see what happens in here.
Yeah.
Pants come off, and we start a fucking giggity-gigging with each other. Maybe not. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about, with our guest up here, we got Psychic Dictatorship. So a year ago, we had this is the only one wasn't an official numbered Skullfest. It was Skullfest 420.
Yeah.
At Hair the Doghouse, which is gone now. Did you guys know it's being sold?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new. I don't know what kind of, if they're gonna venue it out, you know, when they get back into it. But that's
we need more venues down in
crazy.
Richmond.
Yeah, it's a memory now.
You hear that out there?
I didn't.
Yeah, we need more. We need more venues everywhere.
It's off motherfucking 75.
Right there.
Everybody's going north and south down that bitch.
Very first exit, dude. When you're coming from the Lexington area, and then you just make a left, and it's right there. It was so easy to get to. It was such a quaint
And now it's
place
getting
too.
sold.
Yeah, I think the guy who owned it, he was in the Army or the military of some form, and he only had it for about 3 years. I might be wrong, a year long or a year short, but he didn't do it very long, and it seemed like he was a part of it for very long. But he started a band and everything while I was there. I remember the first time I had a show there with him, he was like, yeah, I play bass, and I've been trying to get a little band started and stuff. And I think the last show that was there, he was in the band that played the show, which is pretty cool, man. And we had some great shows, and it made you guys form a band. I guess at the show at 420, you guys met each other. And how did that come across? Like, how did you guys run into each other via that show?
So, I actually met these guys through a boss of mine at an old job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was friends with our guitar player, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
And he came to me one day and he said, hey, man, are you still looking for a band to join? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, I got a buddy and he needs a singer.
Boom.
So...
And
here's his number.
By God, did we need that singer?
How long were you all playing before you had a singer?
I'd say about over a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Oh wow.
We'd been getting by. Brandon would fill in singing when he could, but man, it's fucking hard to play an instrument and sing at the same time.
Especially if you're playing intensely.
Intensely when you're trying to play some some of the shit we're into. It's not. That's not easy.
And it's the vice versa as well, because I was thinking about playing a little bit of guitar and singing, and I was like, but I just can't put 120% into singing if I'm playing guitar too.
It's rough. It's rough.
You know, so you have to pick one or pick the other. So you guys get together. Does it click at first, or is there like a little bit of a pampering period that you kind of had to?
So when I first got in there, I didn't quite have all the songs down. So
what songs are you talking about? Songs that they already had done? Did they?
Yeah,
some covers we'd been doing.
Okay, so you guys kind of discuss. You're like, hey, we're gonna play this song, and this song.
Yeah,
and it's ones we'd been jamming on for a long time, and we just kind of spitballed most of them out there. And some of them he picked up better than others. That's just how it is at first.
Oh, for sure.
But like a lot of them, he's made really into his own. We're always really impressed with his singing.
It seems like from what I've seen live, every time's a little better.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how it is.
It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. It's all about kind of feeling it out and seeing what sounds best in your vocal range.
And people don't get it, man. Like you'll be rehearsing in a spot, and you'll get it set to where it sounds comfortable where you're rehearsing.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, here comes show day. And now you're put in a fucking place that you've never set up before.
Yeah.
You don't know how to, you don't know where the sound is, where you're going to do this and that. And it makes it difficult on people. Don't get how tough it is to hammer it out when you go into a venue, especially if you haven't played before and you're a new band.
It could be, whole different drum set, especially for a drummer and the layout.
Yeah.
And for myself, I'm new to playing out.
Yeah.
And so each time it's been, I was in school band, fucking middle school and high school a little bit, playing in front of, crowds of people. But it's a little more different when you're in a rock and roll band and you're trying to, emulate these bands
your heroes.
you love.
That's right.
And bring the energy to people so they can enjoy themselves. And then you got to move all your equipment.
It's its own drug, but it's hard work.
Yeah.
When I get done with it, I throw all my fucking cards in. I'm like, what? On top of being in a band, I want to fucking book the show, run the show, set up the show.
Yeah, be like the manager.
And when I'm
jack of all trades.
when I'm done,
yeah,
I'm tired. When I'm done, I'm wore the fuck out. Might be for days. I might have to rest for 2 or 3 days before I get myself motivated again to get back into, okay, I'm going to pick up a guitar and jam a little bit. I'm going to hit some people up. I'm going to make some graphics. I'm going to get back into it, man.
But I feel like
it's
at
draining.
the end of the day, though, it's all worth it, though.
You have to, yeah. And you have to put all that in, man. It's my lifestyle, man. I couldn't imagine not doing music or not being in the scene somehow, contributing some way. You know what I mean? Because even this year, the last 2 years, overwhelmed with shows and booking and this, that, and the other. I just wanted to do. I didn't want to do any shows this year, to be real.
That's all.
But I was like, I was like, I feel like I need to do one Skullfest.
keep it going.
Just because I do it every year. It's an annual thing. It's been going on since 2019.
It's like an underground Ozfest, but
it's pretty cool. Well, if anything, it's a reunion of all my friends. It's one day because people think, oh, Nick's got it fucking going on. He ain't got to do much. He's doing this or that or he's in these shows. Dude, I'm taking care of my kid. I'm cleaning the house. So I'm cooking dinner. And I ain't hanging out with friends, really. Unless I'm going to rehearsal or going up here to a show, I don't see homies or nothing, really, especially this year over the past, this whole year. But on Skullfest, everybody gets together. All the homies are there. And it's all day. It's so much fucking fun, man. After about the second one, I was completely addicted. The one where I showed you where we had the wrestling match and we broke the guitars over my back and shit.
Yeah.
After that one, I was like, dude, we're on to something. We're on to something, man.
Is there going to be wrestling?
Not at this one. Not at this one, but I think there will be, because 2 and 3 both was in wrestling rings.
What would you consider for a feature for a wrestling show?
What would I like to do?
Yeah.
I would like to, if I had my druthers, I'd have one big match. Like one big either tag team or triple, 3-on-3 or something like that. Just one big match. Like have the ring set up to where we're doing our shows and doing the music through it. But like as an act, about 9:30, have one big match. Like one just barn burner of a match and then just go on about it.
Hell yeah.
Because like I said, having the card, it was wild keeping up with that. At that show, I had artists that never seen wrestling before. I had this poor girl named Davica Maddox, one of the sweetest women you've ever met. She put an album out. It's great. You can find it on Skullface YouTube page. You can order a copy of it. It's awesome. She's a great musician. She's never seen wrestling. So when these people are hurting somebody else, she's like, oh, dear. And she reaches over, and one of the fucking security people's like, get your fucking ass over there. Because you can't fucking touch a wrestler when they're doing that shit. Right. And she started crying. Oof. Because she got yelled at. I was like, oh, my God, I feel awful. Because I didn't prepare everybody for it. Because when you mix it, some of them's going to get it because some people are like, yeah, wrestling's cool, music's cool, this is going to be badass. Right. But some of them's like, what's wrestling? You mean Hulk Hogan? You talking about Hulk Hogan?
And you get the guitar in there and...
Yeah, if you haven't seen fucking Tony Corral, that son of a bitch, break a guitar over my back at Skullfest 2, make sure you go to YouTube and you type in, I think you can type in Skullface Records, Nick Himes Wrestling.
Yep.
And that's what you typed in, and it had all kinds of different, there it is right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Wait, look how,
watch this.
Notice how hard I pushed this guy, though. Watch this. Get the fuck off me. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, right across the back.
We're watching in a KPW ring. There's that old snaggletooth bitch that yelled at Davica. She was over in the corner. You seen her for a second. There's Juicy Jimmy's coming to save me.
That's right.
Saving the day.
That's
Lord,
crazy,
I seen Juicy Jimmy the other day, and he's been getting in shape.
Yeah.
Like, he's lost probably 100 pounds.
He has.
Like, I said he's skinny, and I was like, he's my size, so I call myself skinny. I think I'm skinny now, too.
He's revealed all that muscle underneath now.
It's unreal. Yeah. Oh, Juicy Jimmy's fucking buffed up, man. I couldn't imagine.
In the work.
So, dude, we're in here. We're discussing a little bit of the Skullfest 6 in Louisville, Kentucky, 5800 Fern Valley Road, Louisville, Kentucky. We're opening the doors at 3:00. First performance will start at 4:20. That's what time we start our shows, and it's going till midnight. We got amazing acts all day, all night long. The newest acts, the only acts that are new to the thing that aren't going to be veterans, is my 2 projects. I got one project called The After Party, which we got a song called Getting Down that we've released that's been doing pretty good on YouTube. It's a whole lot of fun, too. And we're going to be doing a couple punk rock covers besides that song. We wrote that was original. We're going to do we got a Misfit cover, a Ramones cover.
Nice.
We're fanboys on Back to the Future, so I think we're going to try to reenact the Earth Angel, Earth Angel.
Oh, hell yeah.
On the Back to the Future thing, but we're going to kind of rock it out a little bit. And then the Psychotic Marvels, like I said, we got a hell of a set put together, dude. And like I said, we're about to unleash something that's pretty fucking tough, man. I'm pretty proud of it, man. I can't wait to get back on there and release some.
You got stuff recorded already?
Yeah, well, we got a couple songs recorded, but we've dropped everything to C. And what we recorded was in drop B. So it's a little bit heavier and a little bit deeper and darker now. And now that we've been rehearsing every week, because we just went to the studio and just recorded it, just knowing the song instead of like playing it a lot. And now we've started playing everything, and everything just kind of mutates. It kind of takes shape a little bit more when you start playing.
Our songs have turned out too.
So we're like, man, we got to go back and
our first original we ever wrote. It's mutated
quite a bit.
We got the name of the EP we're putting out though. It's called Special Sessions of Mass Aggression.
Nah.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
That's a hell of a night.
It's a whole lot of fun, man. But we're going to highlight some artists tonight throughout the night, listen to some tunes, and you know how we do when I'm in here, Johnny Superfly. Right. This first artist, Nick Teal, Teal Appeal, the Teal Appeal, baby. If you haven't,
he's pretty kick-ass.
He's out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's one of the most unique artists that I have seen in the last couple years, man. Seeing him live is unbelievable. I seen him up there, and I was like, what is this? What is he doing?
He's got a very unique energy to him when he gets up there.
Absolutely.
It's like he transforms.
It's an honest energy. It's almost like he takes the stage as a preacher. Yeah. And it's like you want to respect him.
Right.
Because he's such a nice, good, sincere person. When he's up there, it's like you just want to respect him doing his thing. Yeah. And he caught me out. He does this thing called the prayer. Yeah. And every time I've booked him since the first time I seen him, I started booking him. And every time I yell out, man, give me that prayer at the end of it. Yeah. And it's unbelievable, man. It's something that's deep, that's honest, that's sincere, that's when you break down, it's got tons of meaning into it. Yeah. It's positive, it's really good. It's a deep look into how he feels. And he captures it really well with his words of the prayer. And he's got a cool single up here. It's called Rectangles, which is a cute ass song. Yeah. You can look him up. He's got a band now too. Is Nick Teal.
Oh yeah.
Well, a man drove up one day in a fancy car.
It's got that Southerner sound to him.
That's what he sounds like live too.
Now did Nick do the art himself?
Yeah, he did. He made the video and everything.
Awesome.
You can't beat making it yourself.
It's a clever little song.
Yeah. It's catchy too. It's got a nice little groove to it.
Reminds me of kind of like a Jim Croce type beat.
Very much.
He's telling the story.
Cat Stevens. Very much. Yeah. Very much. I like it. I do this style of music on the side nonstop at home. Like that's just my hobby is picking up an acoustic and writing a campfire song. Absolutely love it.
That's right. It's actually a pretty good one too. It's catchy,
and it's a creative video, man. Like put something up there. I'm probably one of the worst about just getting a thumbnail picture and throwing it up there. Yeah, he does this fucking kazoo every fucking song, dude. It's great. You'll see his kazoo, and all these characters have his favorite band names on them. If you haven't noticed, he has Slow Kill and everything.
Hell yeah. I prefer when they have their own art style that they're doing. Yeah. Because there's a lot of music videos that don't try and do their own thing.
Yeah, he's himself, man. 100%. He's 6'4" too. He's a monster.
Oh, feller.
He's a monster.
I think you did see him.
I got to meet him at the first Skullfest.
That's right. He opened up.
Skullfest 5.
He opened up Skullfest 5.
Yeah.
I've got to see prayer once, but I'm hoping if he's at this next one, I'll get to catch him.
I wish I could. I wish I wasn't hurt for that one, man. I was just going through the motions.
Yeah.
I was so
You
not
know what,
in it.
though?
I tried my hardest.
For what it was,
It was pretty cool.
I mean, it wasn't too bad.
I was ready to go home
It was
the other
hot.
night, dude.
It was hot. It was a rough night, but it was fun and it was worth it.
Is that a cutout poster of a TV that he was
Yep,
standing in?
it was.
That's awesome.
How did he sneak SpongeBob in that?
It's far enough along in the video, YouTube can pick up on it.
That was Nick Teal,
right.
y'all. We're listening to Nick Teal. If you
It's so
guys,
far inside the field that
yeah.
they wouldn't even notice
if
it.
you guys enjoy it, go just type in Nick Teal, Teal Appeal. That song was called Rectangles.
Yes,
and,
you're right.
like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff, man. So you guys are together. You started rehearsing, doing some cover tunes, and then how many rehearsals did you put in before you guys did your first gig? And I can't remember completely, but what was your all's first gig?
It was Skullfest 5
Okay.
at Neon Night.
That was your first performance?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the
It
one
was
where
it was my first performance in a
That's-
rock and roll band as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. That's where you want it. Like in front of a bunch of people that just appreciate music.
Yeah.
Like I said, you guys were lucky that I was hurt, or it would have been like a little bit more wild because
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
Hey man,
I'm pretty
you know
crazy
me, I'm
sometimes.
Gotta get
here
a
for
pit
while,
going at
man.
this
I'm
next
here for
one.
a
I'll be
while.
nuts at this next one, brother.
Okay,
Believe me,
yeah.
man. The one right before it, the Skullfest 4 was unbelievable.
Oh, it was.
Unbelievable, man. It was probably the best of them all. We had one Halloween party that was insane too, that kind of matched up with it at Neon. But Skullfest 4 was so much fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
Back to your other question, I think we'd only been getting together a couple months.
Yeah.
If like 2 or
Yeah.
3 months by the time of Skullfest.
So that's about 10 rehearsals.
Yeah.
You guys try to do it about every week or every
every
other?
Saturday.
It was
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. It was every other Saturday because
Yeah.
Andy had family obligations, which is everybody understands.
For sure.
But now, like, we love it that we found such a good singer that's willing to come down to Richmond.
Yeah, that you make time
Yeah.
to, if he comes, you're going to rehearse.
Yeah, of course. It like me and Steve, we're pretty locked in. We don't have to give word to anybody. We'll always be.
And Steve's the guitar player?
Steve is the bass player. And
Okay.
Brandon,
Nice.
we jam over
Brandon
Brandon's
is Brand.
house.
Okay,
He's
gotcha.
a guitar player. Yeah.
And they're both really seem like pretty good, really good musicians and pretty good guys.
they
I
both
haven't talked to them a
absolutely.
ton. I haven't got. I wish they come here so we could kind of interview them and get to know
Yeah.
them and all that kind of stuff too. But we got that time on down the road or whatever.
That's right.
We're gonna force them.
Do now.
If you're watching Brandon and Steve, we're gonna drag you here eventually.
Have you guys wrote anything brand new since the full band's together? And when you do that, what kind of approach do you take? Because I know there's 1,000 different ways you can do it, and not every band's going to be the same when it comes to, hey, I got a new song, check this out. Now, how are we going to build it?
So far, well, okay. So our first original we played together. What is its official title?
Invasion.
Nice.
The-
nice.
But
The-
funny story.
the original title.
You tell it. You tell it.
Was called Space Jizz.
Space Jizz.
oh,
Yes.
Space Jizz.
I think Brandon came up with that one because
Yeah.
it's about a giant space monster that's coming to fuck the sun.
Okay.
And, like comes on the sun and puts its flames out.
Yeah.
You know,
That sounds
That's a
wild.
big monster.
Yeah.
it's a huge,
That's a super
yeah.
big monster.
But so that song, we already kind of had some parts, but then Andy came in and applied his style of singing to it, and and it perfectly fit. And so that's why I love that song. I think we need to get that one recorded.
Record it.
But
That song's
I
come
saw
a lot.
for our
a long
originals,
way. That song's
what
come a
we've been doing.
You guys should have 2 separate covers. You should have one Invasion and then
And
just
one
like
of
one
Space
other
Jizz.
Space Jizz. Like a,
yes.
That's what I wanted to
the
do, but
B-side,
Yeah, the
like,
B-side.
Steve's a
R-rated.
little embarrassed about it,
R-rated.
though. Steve's a little embarrassed about it, though. I wanted to.
we
do
won't
that.
tell.
I
We
loved
won't
the
tell
original
Steve then
lyrics.
until he sees it.
It's become a much better song the more and more we've played it. Like how
Uh-huh.
you touched on, like
Yeah.
how a song will mutate or it'll evolve over time.
Absolutely.
Like it seems like we'll come together, we'll bash our heads together with all these different ideas, and then we'll like once we get in the groove and we know how the song goes, you know how it gets to A to B.
Mm-hmm.
We just play and play and play, and each time it gets better.
Yeah.
And each
Hell
time
yeah.
Repetition.
I've also noticed
we
there's a
apply
lot
a little
of
more of ourselves creatively.
right. I've also known that, or I've also noticed that there are moments that we're playing these original songs, and like one of us will just do something different out of the blue, and it sound like really badass.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, keep that.
Well, they're so
you know?
fresh and so new
Yeah.
that who knows what's gonna pop out on some
Exactly,
part. You know what I'm saying? We were at rehearsal Sunday, and a song that we already kind of have recorded came up, and I came up with it just in my head. I was like, well, let's just stop it like this, and let's just start chanting, "Die, die, die,
Right.
die." And let's do it 16 fucking times, and then let's go back into the thing. And we were like, yeah, let's fucking do that, dude. And it's totally not on the recording or nothing, so it's completely out of it. But we changed the whole ending of a song.
You could do like
And
a whole nother version of it.
It's our babies,
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
And we
right.
can switch it up, and if it sucks, we'll go back. You can always bring
I
it
feel
back.
like the better
Kinda
you
like
are
a
as a band,
reimagined.
the more tight you are. Things can like not exactly veer off track to go off rails, but things can get a little wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
And as long as you're all locked in,
Yeah, you can bring it back,
you bring it back, and
and nobody
sometimes
notices.
it leads to cooler stuff. Sometimes it's just
Me.
hiding something.
How do you guys feel about the during the week?
What do you mean?
Like, I know an important thing to me is that when we have a good rehearsal, I like for everyone to hold on to what we've learned and where we're at and what we
Right.
did. So during the week, you remember that, you go over it in your head.
Right.
So next rehearsal, you're ready, you're tight, you're not learning the song at rehearsal. You're going over what you learned during the week while you're
Right.
learning the song at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that important to you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
while I'm working, I've got a whole playlist full of covers that I like to play, which it's outside of just the covers we play as a band, but it's just this whole playlist. And while I'm at work, whether it's a 6 or a 10, that's plenty of hours to listen to music.
Yeah,
you can
man.
get through a lot of
You
music
can absorb a lot.
yeah,
Hell yeah, you can.
You can.
or you can stick that bitch on repeat, and you mind control yourself.
Yeah.
Play it all over and over, man.
I'd say maybe from like a vocalist perspective, I would definitely have to say like, practicing throughout the week on what you did at practice
Is important. It's
very
important as fuck.
important,
Exactly.
especially keeping up with like your vocal warm ups and work on tightening your techniques and stuff.
Oh, I'd get frustrated,
Because,
man.
like,
I get
if you stop doing it for so long, man, you kind of just lose it.
yeah.
And if you're doing something like a genre that we're in,
You got to be on top of your game.
yeah,
You'll be
'cause
ready.
You can fuck
High
yourself
intensity.
up, man.
Yeah, you got to be able to present
Yeah.
yourself then and be on it.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be missing the time or missing the count or missing
Yeah.
anything. It's one thing I do when I'm playing, dude. In my head, I know when the bass is starting this. I know when this is going on. I want to know when everything's going on.
That's right.
Like
I know-
it's all in my head. Where's this is happening?
Right.
Where this is happening? Where I can say this? Where I have a piece here?
Right.
I can go over and hit the cymbal with him here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I know
I
where-
can do silly shit.
I know there's a lot of like band members and stuff or a lot of bands that are like, okay, so bass player follows the drum and the guitar follows yada yada. Me personally, I just listen for cues all over the place. Whatever
Yeah.
catches my ear at that point in the song, that's
Yeah.
what I'm listening
Just know
to
the
to
song.
where I'm at.
When you know the song with the band, you guys can go into a Weezer cut and come right back into it.
Right.
You know what I'm
A
saying?
complete
Yeah.
vibe shift.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just switch it back and come back. But speaking of vibe switch, this is a crazy vibe that a lot of people I think are starting to catch on to, man. And it's the vibe of Ryan the Lion.
Ryan the
He
Lion.
has been recording with our boy Dio up at Warped Hat Studios for the past about 6 months, and he's got a couple new singles. This one has gotten literally, I think, almost 15 to 1,300 views in the last 4 months. So people have been rocking it. It's amazing, dude. He puts together an old school vibe, like a gentleman, distinguished singer, songwriter, punkish acoustic
He does.
It's
storyteller.
almost like if punk was back in the 1920s.
Yeah,
and
if you
I
couldn't
fucking
plug
love
up,
it.
if you couldn't plug up.
Yeah, but you wanted to be.
This is our boy Ryan the Lion. This song's called "In the Pocket." This is Skullfest Records Radio. Actually, this is rinky dink bullshit podcast.
That's right.
I'm gonna have to tell him why it's called that here when we get back from this. The drum and percussion's made by the guy that be recording you guys at Warped That.
My favorite song bomb though is still Freezer Space. There's just something about it.
It's great. It's the dark side of Ryan the Lion.
That's right.
Yeah.
It sounds just like a mafioso song.
And it sounds really good.
It's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. What I love about him is that
Is the artwork done by Nick Nasty?
when he plays live, he sounds like he does in the recording, and that's like nowadays that's hard to find.
It
for
is.
a lot of artists.
I like him because he's held on to his sound. When I met him in 2020, he had an idea, he had a vision, and he recorded his first album. He was produced by Austin Skeen, which I ain't scared to say it, man. He kind of sucked at the production, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't this.
Right.
Yeah.
I told him he should redo all of his songs. Just not that the first album wasn't awesome. It was.
Right.
It just didn't get the respect that these songs are getting from Dio up there.
Right.
Dio puts his fucking time and effort into the mix and master,
really
dude.
good. It's mixed and mastered really good.
You guys are gonna
sounds-
love working
It
with
sounds
him.
like professional shit. For real.
It's a chill studio too, man, and I like it because you can smoke in there. Like his wife comes in there and he's like, "Was that dude with dreads in here? Smells like it." Yeah, he is.
You smell him coming a mile away.
Yeah, you sure can. Hopefully,
Well, that's how you know
if
you
it's a
got the
good day.
stuff.
If it's a good day. We're listening to Ryan the Lion.
It's not got like a full like train beat going on, but it's kind of got that
Very
upbeat, shuffly, yeah.
I think he did a great job at giving it what it needed. He didn't overdo anything. He stayed back and just filled it up for him.
Yeah, I see a lot of drummers, or people that play drums online nowadays, and it seems like everything you see online of drummers playing, it's also flashy and show-offy.
Mm-hmm. Is the music loud?
Nah, I was letting y'all talk.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're covering up your song, Ryan.
We're not covered. Ryan had put us in the fucking freezer.
Hey, that's true. He does got a song called Freezer
Is that the
Space.
plot of the Freezer song?
Freezer space, yeah, it is. Well, he's talking about it. You know, he's telling all of his homies that he's got the space if you got the bodies.
That's right. He's talking to his love and telling her,
He's dark in his head, but literally his life. He's got 4 kids, you know, a wife, and he's a manager at an egg place.
And you know
First watch.
The best part about
There we
it
go.
is
Is Ryan Lion?
that's right.
if you when you talk to him, like you wouldn't expect that at all.
Yeah, he's very gentleman.
You're like you got a good head on your shoulders.
He's a gentleman.
Man.
He'll be the
Like,
best
you're-
dressed guy at Skullfest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he'll be the best
Is
dressed.
he gonna look dapper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactamundo. He will look very dapper. He's a great artist, man. He is. He's a good dude.
You know, I see people and they play out live and they play in, in a full suit or something like that. And a part of me wants to try that.
I can't.
But at the same time, I know I'm gonna suffer.
Yeah,
Oh, it
dude.
would
And
be
you're a
hard,
drummer, being a drummer, dude. Like,
Especially,
Yeah.
like Ryan's fit. Like he does karate and he's super thin and stuff. So like he can do it. If I did that, man, the whole thing would be color sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be a soaked suit all the
I would
way
be
through.
Oh,
soaked
it
as
would.
well.
It's valid. That's valid.
Fucking crotch area would look disgusting. I wouldn't even be able to put videos up of that shit, man. It would be rot, swamp, ass. Straight.
It'd probably smell too.
So we're in the studio. We're with Psychic Dictatorship, at least 2 fourths of them. Well, actually, I heard that you maybe have another guitar player you've been bringing in. Is that
Yeah.
something that's going on?
2/5. Yeah, we've been experimenting with our buddy Kenny G.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. How
Nice.
did that come along, and what's kind of how does he mix with everything going on?
Well, I've known Kenneth since I was probably about 17, maybe 17, 18.
Mhm.
And we used to play a lot of music back in like high school and shit.
Is that the guy that you
And,
played the song for me that kind of sounded Alice in Chainsy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But there after a while, we kind of got busy with our own lives and shit, and we kind of went separate ways with music-wise. And when I started playing with these guys and started getting comfortable, I was like, man, we'd sound really cool with a fucking second guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring it. Let me see if I can
It
get
adds a
my
lot of
buddy
thickness
in.
for show.
Yeah, feels
So it took me a while to convince him. You know, he had a lot of shit going on in his life. Understandable, you know.
And a
he's
band's
young.
a relationship,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, man.
It's a
You know,
full-time fucking relationship.
absolutely,
Yep, it's a
absolutely.
commitment.
And he finally got in, and the sound's beefing up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that it turns out to be pretty well. Right now, he's struggling to learn the songs. You know, it's still pretty fresh to him.
Mm-hmm.
it's
so
a,
he's
you know,
still
it's a good
working on
number
it.
of songs to learn in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
How many tunes are you
Yeah.
guys playing right now? Like, what's your set like at rehearsal?
We have 10 covers
Uh-huh.
that we're playing right now. We've got more to add to that,
Uh-huh.
but we've got one solid set list of 10 covers. And then we've got about 2 solid originals
Mm-hmm.
right now that could probably be recorded, and then a few more getting
So,
worked on.
all right, so I'm gonna start some ruffles with your all's band. This is a cool question. What do you think, music wise, is each of the members of the band that's not here's biggest influencer music wise? Like, who do you think their biggest
Brandon
role
Ozzy
model?
for hands down.
Yeah, I
Brandon-
love your all's Aussie
Brandon
covers.
is
Fucking
Ozzy,
are
hands
right,
down.
right on. So is he the one that brings those covers in? Is that for mostly him?
We all love Sabbath.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, oh man, that's such a tough question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Well, what band
don't know.
do you think about when you think about them? Like, you're like, okay, Brandon. Who do I think of?
So when I think about Brandon,
Kenneth, who do I think of?
When I think about Brandon,
I think Pink
of
Floyd.
Yeah, cool.
I think
yeah,
Pink Floyd.
Floyd.
Cool.
We don't do that many
Yeah,
Pink Floyd
that's
covers. But I think, influentially wise, both him and Steve really love Pink Floyd. I mean, they're a great, awesome, influential band.
I'm deep into Floyd too.
Yeah.
Brandon has a lot of Pink Floyd stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, that is a really hard question.
What about Kenneth? You said you knew since you're 17.
Kenneth, man.
Were y'all listening to
his-
Backstreet Boys, or were you guys listening
Nah,
to
man,
Disturbed?
so-
Like, what are you listening to?
If I were to have to say like high school Kenneth,
Uh-huh.
I'd have to say his go-to influential band would have been like Gojira.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
And I'd say
Crazy drummer. Crazy. All of them are crazy in that band.
I'd also say, you know, we're pretty big into Dance Gavin Dance.
Boom.
I'd say that
Nice.
would be a pretty big influential on
In the short time I've
songwriting.
known him, it seems like he really likes. Well, he's got a background as a drummer as well.
Mm-hmm.
He likes Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Rev, the
Me
original
too.
drummer.
Me too.
I think he's got that influence.
Their first album was so sick, so heavy,
Yeah.
so nasty.
Yeah.
It was
R.I.P.
so
the Rev.
nasty.
That's
R.I.P.
that's
the
some of the
Rev,
music I
man.
was listening to back in high school that got me into.
And then that
The
fucking
rest
like
of the metal I
warmness to
love.
Hell
soul
yeah.
was on there, or whatever. Then
Yeah.
you start crying.
Yeah.
So like they got you rocking and like losing your voice, screaming to the first 3 songs, and then you get like what number 8, number 9
You,
on
like,
it.
start
just
crying and
start
cutting
crying and shit.
yourself
You're like,
and shit
yeah,
in the
that was
bathroom."
bad. I was a bad guy.
I've been trying to like brainstorm Steve's inspirations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To quote Steve, he's a guy with a lot of crazy ideas.
He's not
A part of me
wrong.
wants to say like Venom.
Either.
Okay.
Hey, Venom's a great
So like
one.
80s,
Yeah.
80s
Venom-
rock,
it's
80s.
like, okay,
Yeah.
Venom and Kiss.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
like it's like 2 sides of a coin. You see what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm a
Good choice.
You see what I'm saying? But like, both put on makeup and go up on stage and play some crazy rock and roll.
Mhm.
One's a little more black metal-y,
Yep, that's Venom
Yeah.
for you.
a little more
King Crimson.
and
Or King
Hellhammer,
Diamond.
the
Yeah,
band
King
that
Diamond.
came before Venom. If you ever check out, I think it's like the original Hellhammer recording. It sounds like Venom as well. It's just like this, like recorded in a room with like the shittiest equipment they could have got. But by God, they made that shit by Satan, actually.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dude,
Satan helped them.
I recorded my first album with this really cool dude that I completely recorded myself. It's called Negative 77. I wrote a bunch of these like punk rock style things. I was very heavy into sloppy, nasty, grungy punk. and I wanted to have that album under my belt, just something that I wanted to do for myself. And we took a couple shitty mics up in this old building downtown Cynthiana, and there was asbestos everywhere, walls broke down, and we just literally mic'd the area. And we had a drum set and me, and I played guitar. We did one recording. I came back, did one vocal track over it, did the bass over it, made 2 albums in the shittiest of areas. Now
that's punk rock.
And I absolutely love it. I get it a lot. I get it when I play it for people. Oh man, that recording's kind of rough. I was like, man, have you listened to, I don't know, man, like old Misfits or anything like that? I was like, some of their stuff is not sounding the greatest either, but it's like it's got a lot of fucking heart and soul and feeling to it. That's what I was going for. I was going for the intensity and the sweat and the rawness of it all, because me and this guy didn't know these songs very well. I told him the tempo. I showed him the riff 1 or 2 times, and we did it. We recorded like 17 songs. Boom, 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 boom,
you
boom,
probably
boom.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna go back to that thing about music evolving, but like that moment that you all captured, the way you played those songs,
never again.
That's like how you played them when you did. You got it laid out. That's just, that's the magic it captured.
Yeah,
that's right.
100%, 100%. And I've never re-recorded any of those songs. I do regret sometimes not having to be able to use some of the lyrics that I used on some of those songs, on songs that I do live, because the lyrics were so cool and so deep to me that I'd like to perform them.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that sometimes, trying to maybe rewrite some of my lyrics to kind of not completely, mimic what I did there, but kind of express the same.
Right.
So
I think you could. I think you can call that back up. I mean, when you're just letting your creative self flow and just do what you feel is natural and what you want to do. Like when you're writing and you hear it, if you hear it and you say, "Oh, that line for what I'm hearing right now,
gotta go there."
Yeah.
That's right.
Like when you feel it, that's just how it's gonna be.
Well, the way I see it sometimes it turns into an album cover or an album. Title for an album or title for a song and stuff like that on down the line. But doing raw stuff like that, I've been in some bands where they wouldn't even fathom recording anything that they're going to put out to the public like that.
Right.
Like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
I want things fucking produced. I want this fucking this, and this, and I want it to sound like this, or I don't give a fuck.
I don't think that's music or being a musician though. Like just having this crisp, perfect sound all the time. The realness in being a musician is having it be your creative outlet.
That's right.
It's that time.
Yeah,
that's what I try to capture as an artist, and I work with so many artists that I don't push that idea on anyone. But if I'm with someone, you've seen me get down in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like, well, let's get it. Like, let's just make it happen. Let's not overthink it. Let's not do nothing. Let's see if it fits. If we have all of our parts, then let's just fucking get it. Overthinking it sometimes you don't get it. Like, you lose the whole fucking song. You lose everything.
That's right.
I think the best performances we played as a band is usually when we're just comfortable, relaxed. We're not anxious or anything. We're just ready to play, and we all got that energy.
Yeah.
Ready to be put forth.
It's special. It's its own drug. It's its own drug.
Absolutely.
Speaking of my new band, I'm like fucking tooting my own horn. Who do I sound like? We better not say he's gonna be in here June 2nd. We better not say Johnny Lee.
That's right.
We better not say gonna get my ass kicked. Gonna get the fucking who was it? The FBI is gonna come up in here, man.
Or Secret Service.
The Secret Service gonna come right up in here. So my new band, the Psychotic Marvels. Like I said, we haven't really unveiled everything yet, and this is about the second time I've really talked about it. I've talked about a lot more this show than I have. Period. Because we're new, we're brand new. We've rehearsed 6-7 times, I think. We got 8 more rehearsals underneath us that we'll get to have before August 2nd, where we debut. But dude, everything seems to be lining up. I did not think that we would have all 4 songs done when we did, and when we finished that rehearsal, where I was like, oh fuck, we have these songs down. I was like, wow, it made me feel so good, and it really motivated me in the band. Because I can't lie, I've been sketchy, man. Since the last band I had broke up, I put so much into it that, like, it affects my whole life. It affects my wife. It affects my children. It affects what I do. It affects how I book things. I put everything into the band when it's when I feel like I'm getting it back from everyone else in the band.
And I got his last album before it broke up.
And it was awesome.
It was.
Like, in our shows was awesome. If you see anybody that's seen us play live, they will not say anything besides, dude, they was fucking crazy fucking live, dude. But I'm starting to feel that way about these guys, dude. And this is one single that you guys can find. We've dropped this down. I think we play this in a B on here. We're doing a drop C. My guitar player does all that. Psychotic Marvel. It's called He's Got a Gun.
I think I remember you sending this song to me when you.
It was the demo.
When you guys first recorded the demo and shit. Yeah.
So how many people were in your band here?
It's a 3-piece and me singing. In this recording, there's 2 guitars, though, because it's in the studio.
You all recorded live?
Did the guitar first to a click. Then did the drums to that, then did the bass to that, then I did the vocals.
You all record? How many mics do you use?
1. Yeah. Well, everything, the drums are completely mic'd up. There's 7, I think, on it in the room for the drums that you'd walk into. And he's got an amazing set. No need to bring drums. It's fucking great. The guitar be plugged into a big analog machine that goes directly into the board, and then you set your sound. You don't need to mic your amp or nothing. He's got every amp you've ever heard of. Just put it on, do the sound. Same with the bass. Then there's a vocal booth room. You can go in the vocal booth room and do your vocals in there. It's set up real good. It's like 3 different rooms with a hallway on the side. I think my boy Jason Crumpsbar to come in with a solo. He's nasty, dude.
Can't go wrong with a good solo.
Yeah, dude, he's nasty. I do all this gay ass artwork for us too.
That album cover kind of gives me kind of gives off a like Mudvayne kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Thank you. You see that character up in the top left behind the tree?
Oh yeah.
He's secretly in every image I do for the Psychotic Marvels.
Yeah.
Like that, just kind of hidden.
Kind of like a little band Easter egg kind of shit.
Because I've had this project for 15 years. Anytime I'd have a bunch of random friends come over, I'd call us the Psychotic Marvels, and we'd put out a single of random stuff, just recording what we come up with that night.
Yeah.
And now we finally put it into a band. Just kind of cool.
That's dope.
Well, this is awesome. Well, Johnny Lee, it's that time of the show that when Nick Nasty's in here, I got to go when it's 4:20, 9 o'clock, 4:20 time. So you can promote your shit, get your stuff over, tell everybody what you're doing, but we're going to go to the car and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Sounds good. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing like today. Guys, if you're just now joining us, they will be back. But this is Superfly John Lee of the podcast. Nice Game Podcast. Yeah, you can I'll unlock it for y'all. But, guys, this is the podcast god, Superfly John Lee, and I'm here to tell you right now, you guys should be tuning in tonight because we're promoting Skullfest 6, which is coming August 2nd of this year, 2025. And we got a show tomorrow. The show is in Danville, Kentucky. No, it's in Nicholasville, Kentucky. And it is Elite Wrestling Alliance. You don't want to miss it. It's at the Coolidge Building. Go check it out. Guys, I want to shout out to Sean Johns. His daughter graduated tonight. That's a big feat for someone like him because, man, I tell you what, it only comes once in a lifetime. So you got to take life by the balls and you got to enjoy it every time. Guys, I want to say a shout out to NiceGuyAndy himself. I know he couldn't be here tonight. He's working. He's doing his thing. You're doing awesome, boss. I also want to shout out to Mayhem Media. They're doing their thing over where they're at. Guys, go check them out. Mayhem Media. MAYHEMMEDIA. You can check them out on Facebook or you can check them out on YouTube. Go check them out right now. They got some plenty good shows and they got more shows coming up. I want to also shout out to Leon Lexington. We still got Supernatural going on. We got the Supernatural episode 4 in the works. So be ready to watch this when we do that. Because I'm telling you right now, the podcast God is a busy man this year. I've been doing things that you wouldn't even think about. I've been grinding. I've been thinking. I've been doing. I just want to say also, I want to take this time to say, fuck Bandito, because I'm tired of him running his mouth. Every time I look around, this man with a mask, he runs his mouth bigger than anyone else I've ever seen, ever met. I'm telling you, this guy runs his mouth so bad that at this point, I'm like, fuck that guy, because Bandito, you are a fucking idiot. Now, I want to take this moment to shout out our guys from EWA. I want to shout UCW, Ultimate Championship Wrestling. I want to shout Triple Crown Wrestling. I want to shout USWF because they are right now having their tours, and you guys should be going out there and checking them out because I'm telling you, the fair tours are one of the best things about Kentucky wrestling right now. UCW, USWF, Triple Crown Wrestling, damn, and even EWA. Also, this fall, be on the lookout for one of the best fucking places ever, Kentucky Wrestling Federation here in Frankfort, Kentucky, because I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss it. And on June 15th, we got Appalachian Mountain Wrestling here in Lexington, Kentucky at the Ice Center. I'm telling you right now, I'm on fire for that one. That one's got me wanting to see it because I'm excited to see what's going to happen because guys, I can't express enough just how badass Kentucky wrestling is right now. You guys want to talk about professional wrestling? Kentucky wrestling has been tearing it up. I know that there's a lot of people that still think about the old wrestling promotions. But well, let me tell you something, brother. Because Mountain Wrestling Association was awesome. And I'm telling you right now, we got other awesome promotions as well. Because Ultimate Championship Wrestling, United States Wrestling Federation, Triple Crown Wrestling, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, Elite Wrestling Alliance, Kentucky Wrestling Federation, Allied Pro Wrestling. I am telling you guys, you do not want to miss the greatest action that you're going to see. Now I'm going to reiterate, because you want to see June 15th, Lexington Ice Center, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling for the Summer Bash. You're going to see our champion, Marty Clay, defending his title. You're going to be seeing all kinds of action. Guys, I can't express enough how excited I am about professional wrestling right now in Kentucky because I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss what's coming. Because the podcast God can promise you this. All of the best wrestling is right here in Kentucky. And I'll go as far as to also say Indiana because I've been to some of those shows. Grindhouse Pro Wrestling is another place to check out. I'll also go another head. I'll also go for Ohio because we got Sin Pro Wrestling going on. Guys, man, I am telling you right now, you do not want to miss out on all the best action, because I'm telling you right now, the Nice Game Podcast wouldn't be anywhere but at these places. Because these places are legit. These places care. These places have great wrestling talent that actually understand. And I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss it. Because I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. When you got great wrestling like Elite Wrestling Alliance, UCW Ultimate Championship Wrestling here in Kentucky, Triple Crown Wrestling, USWF, APW, AMW, you got great shows. So I'm telling you right now, guys, if you do yourself a favor, go on Facebook right now. Go on YouTube right now. Check out Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Check out Elite Wrestling Alliance in Kentucky. Check out UCW, Triple Crown Wrestling, AMW. Go to KWF, Kentucky Wrestling Federation. Go type that in. I'm telling you right now, when they start uploading wrestling, you're going to be saying, my mind is blown. Because I'm telling you right now, the podcast God wouldn't be anywhere else but there. Because I'm telling you guys, tonight, this is what it's all about. Tonight is about promoting Skullfest 6. But I'm not just about promoting Skullfest 6. I'm also promoting professional wrestling. Because that is what we are. Here at the Nice Game Podcast, we love professional wrestling. The Rinky Dink Bullshit Podcast is right now on its 18th episode of Season 2. And I'm telling you right now, while they're all down there doing some 420, I'm up here getting personal. Because I'm telling you, shout out to Sean Johns. He got to watch his daughter graduate. Shout out to Jane, Calamity Jane. Some of y'all have seen her on the podcast many times for our watch parties and more. She's been doing her thing. Shout out to Marty Clay, our champion right now. The man is on fire. You're going to want to go check him out. Because Marty Clay is the man. He is Marty Clay 3 belts right now. Also go check out our former first champion, Zodiac, as you can see behind me. That man is right now unmasked. When he was wearing the mask is when he held our title. But now he is called the Mad Taylor, Michael Zodiac. Go check him out. Chris Crow, go check him out. I'm telling you right now, Chris Crow's the man to be watching out for because he is one of the badasses. He's got a hell of a spear, and you don't want to miss it. Now, before I forget, let's also get a little bit personal here. Because my name is Superfly John Lee of Nice Game Podcast. We dealt with some technical difficulties for a couple months, you might say. A couple weeks. But now, everything is sounding like it's back to normal. And I just want to say thank you to all those that gave us the time of day. Who understood and realized that sometimes these things happen. I'm telling you. You don't count on the technical difficulties. But here's the thing too, guys. Here at the podcast, we understand a little thing called mental illness as well and mental health. That's very important. NiceGuyAndy, he's taking some time to do his mental health, and he's working. Sean Johnson dealt with it. I've dealt with it. You've dealt with it. But that's okay because we are here. And all of us understand that you got to come together to make something positive. That's the difference between letting it take you over and you taking it over. Because if you just sit there and you let it take you over, you're never going to come out of there. You're never going to climb out of that hole. It's all about grabbing it by the horns and saying, this is not going to work for me. I don't mean to paraphrase that dumbass Hulk Hogan, but it don't work for me, brother. I know because I have spent many times where I have sat inside my head and I did nothing but let my health take over. I let nothing but depression hit me until one day I decided that don't work for me. I got up. I saw this podcast. NiceGuyAndy. I came here after being invited to be on. I started out as Superfan. Well, Superfan don't work for me, brother, because now I've evolved. I've become the podcast god, Superfly John Lee. And the reason why is because I grabbed life by the horns. I said, I'm not going to let that take over me. Guys, that's what it's all about. And we're being joined again with baby, yeah. Well, tonight he's Andy. But he would be the third Andy that we know.
Baby Wolf will never die, though.
Is Andy
That's
the most
right.
popular name in this studio?
Sounds like it because we've had tons of Andys.
I'm not the original Andy, though, I will say.
Yeah.
His
That's
beautiful-
right.
his be- his beautiful face.
He does.
His very beautiful face.
So, you may be like, yo, first time someone's in here and you introduce your show title.
Yeah.
They always wonder why.
Yeah.
So this is why it's called what it's called.
Because of this dumbass.
Anyways, you guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.
So I said, we're going to take that and we're going to turn it around on him.
He was trying to clown us. He was this guy who did a similar show to
Yeah.
here. He would talk wrestling and try to get interviews, which I never seen him get many interviews.
Yeah.
But he did talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, he did. And also,
And he gave the title to this. To how many episodes are you at now?
I'm now at
Season two.
If I was to put them all together, I might be at close to 100.
Jesus. You need to celebrate that because when you hit 100, we got to have a party.
Yeah. And then Nice Game Podcast itself, it's now on season 5. Because
That's amazing.
It's been around since 2020, so that'd probably be around to 300 episodes.
Man, 300's a big number. 10 years is a big number. 1,000's a big number.
It is.
You know, I was talking about logistics earlier. I've been doing the YouTube page, Skullface Records /YouTube. Everybody can check it out and see all the cool stuff we do. We got commercials. We were watching wrestling matches and wrestling shorts on there earlier. It was some crazy shit that we do.
Yeah.
We got videos, shorts, comedy stuff. One thing about it, if you stay with it, the consistency, it starts paying off sometimes.
It does.
To put that into perspective for what I'm trying to say is I've got 450,000 views on the YouTube page. I started it 15 years ago.
Nice.
Last year, I got 100,000 of those views. So when you split that up, you see how much it skyrocketed up. And like we were talking, I want it to be authentic. You know, I see some of these people that have these podcasts and they have 27,000 subscribers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But nobody's buying their stuff. Nobody's looking at their stuff because they're buying those views. Those
Exactly.
views,
Right.
they put $25 a week on their YouTube, and YouTube has people that works for YouTube that goes there and checks the like for them.
Facts.
But it's not authentic, man.
Yeah.
My 450,000 fucking views are authentic. And if that, you know, if it never goes nowhere, I can fucking. And you want to know a cool stat? I recently started releasing music on a platform called Ditto.
Ditto. Not heard of that yet.
What was that? The Distro Kid.
I've
It's
heard
probably
of
the one
that
you're all
one.
familiar with.
Yeah.
There's an alternative called Ditto.
Okay.
And that's what I use. And I've released Anonymous and my music under Nick. Psychotic Marvels is on there. Ryan the Lion's on there.
Nice.
I've got more views, and I've made $4.94 of penny downloads in Denmark.
Nah.
That's crazy.
So if this trend goes on, boys, we're moving to Denmark, and we're gonna
yeah.
play shows and open up a
Where's
kitchen
the
or
Danish homies at?
yeah, right.
Danish
Yeah.
homies out there?
I
Hey, I
love
love Danish
Danishes too.
homies.
I love Danishes.
I also love the Danish women.
Oh man, I could stick my in a Danish or two probably.
That's right.
Giggity. So I'm sitting here with Psychic Dictatorship.
I would like. There's one thing I want to ask.
Uh-oh.
How did y'all come up with the name?
That was the next question, Johnny. Wow.
Man.
Telepathy.
Steve has a song called Psychic Dictatorship.
Okay.
Nice.
And we've not done much with that yet.
It's still Bear.
We were just brainstorming band names one day, and none of us would decide on something.
Yeah.
And I was like, that one came to my mind, and I was like, that sounds cool to me, Psychic Dictatorship.
So I was probably like, hey, Andy, dude, like, what's your band's name? I got to put you on a fucking flyer real quick. And you're like, brother, what's our band's name going to be? So then you guys have to be like, we got to fucking come up with something. Is that what happened?
You are actually right.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it just started.
Because I think I remember you, and you were like, hang on a second. Let me get back to you in a minute.
Yeah.
I think what had happened was, well, even pre-Andy days, when it was just the three of me, Brandon, and Steve jamming together, I feel like every time we'd come in, every Saturday, we would be like, so what's the band's name this week? Each week we would have something fucking different, you know. One week it's Barney's, Purple Ball Hairs. The next one is Severus Blacksby. I think that one got...
That's a cool name. That's different.
Yeah.
That could always come back. But, yeah, pretty much just Steve's song called that. I had other ideas myself, but it's like, you know, we're all just trying to decide on something. We just need to, like...
It's a pretty tough sound. It's a pretty tough sound. I've made a couple graphics. I don't know if he sent them to you or not, but I made a couple graphics with it written out, and that's when you kind of can see if a band name's going to stick or not.
Yeah.
With what does it look like? Like, what's it look like when it's on paper? Does it does it look tough? Does it look like what you want it to look like?
Look good to you.
Yeah, and it seemed like this. It seems legit. Like I'm gonna make fun of Dictator every time that I write that out. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I write out your name, I got to write Dictator at some point.
That's right. Emphasis on dick.
Maybe I'm thinking about the taters.
Giggity. So maybe I'm hungry.
Right.
So speaking of crazy names, I did this comp series called the Kentucky's Underground, and it's been going on since like 2020, and I just highlight different bands, different artists from all over, different genres, and I put them on old school comp CDs. I make CDs, and I put them out and give them away really at shows and stuff like that. We've had a big series of them. This band that we're getting ready to listen to next, when I first introduced them, they didn't have a name for their band. They just had a song name, and it was called Worthless. Yeah. And if you guys ever get a chance to check that out, man, I'll have to put that out and let you guys hear this song that's just got a title only, no band name, just title. And I literally put it on one of the comps, and it is a great song. But they've recently put out some new music, and they're going to be playing at Skullfest 6, August 2nd, 5800 Fern Valley Road. It's going to be rocking and rolling. They're called Blue Astro Van, and this song's called Sand.
That's right.
This is on a vinyl comp series that I'm doing called Diversity is a Thirst in Me, and this is on it.
I think that's an awesome idea what you're doing.
It's 45s, 2 songs on each side.
Did you ever hear about like the tape trading back in the day?
Yeah.
Like that's how like Metallica and some of these bands.
Yeah, man. And that's what I like to do. Like at shows, I just put a little goodie bag with different comps, different whatever, and dude, you never know where it's gonna sit, where it's gonna fall. You know,
exactly.
It's cool stuff.
Should like get a QR code thing you can put on there.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I can.
I think that like, 'cause, you know, everybody's got a phone and they see it. Like, they're more likely to do that than type something.
I put out a series of shirts with those on them. At the very bottom, there was a little tag, and you just scan it with your phone or whatever. It pulls up the app store or the website. These guys are cool, man. They're punk rock. Yeah. We when I was at Hide the Riot, we played with these guys in Louisville at the Mag Bar. The Mag Bar's a really cool place, man. Real raw band, really cool dudes.
That's right. Great name too.
I think it's pretty creative.
It is.
Man, I'd like an Astro Van.
Me too.
Have a drum set I could like pop out the back of it.
I had a lyric in one early rap song that I wrote, and it said "funky monkey fucking in an Astro van." That was like one of the lines.
That's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
There we go, Blue Astro Van. You guys
That's
can see
right.
them live in Louisville at Skullfest 6, August 2nd.
I like their tone there.
Yeah, man. He has his own little studio too up near Alexander, I believe, in between Alexander and Cincinnati. He hit me up a couple times and was like, "Hey, just come up. I just want you to, just work out in my studio and see what it is or whatever." And I never got a chance to make it up there. I'd love to make it up there.
Right.
He's a really cool guy, man. Really cool band. I'm excited about seeing them. You guys got to attend last year's Skullfest up at Neon Nights.
Yeah.
What's one thing that stuck out about the show for you guys last year experience, and especially it was your all's band's first performance? I see everybody all the time, and I see it all the time. But coming in, you guys for the first time, what was one thing you guys took from it?
Everybody I talked to was cool.
That's
just
good.
got
That makes me feel good.
halfway heat stroked out.
Super hot.
Because it was very hot.
Oh yeah.
1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to drink water and get by. But yeah, I met Nick Teal.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. Anonymix.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Ronnie, yeah.
He's awesome.
I follow
Yeah,
him.
really
His art.
Yeah.
I see his art. He'll post sometimes on like Facebook.
You want me to tell you something
It's
weird?
awesome
You want me to tell you
art.
something really fucking weird?
What's that?
He didn't draw like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't do none of that. He didn't paint. He didn't do none of it. He just started.
Then doesn't he like
He's an alien.
about do it every day or
Yeah,
he's
he
always
just,
working
He
on it?
just that's weird. He's an alien.
I think he's like, like I was saying with music earlier, he's just expressing himself creatively through that avenue.
Yeah.
And he just needs that. I think everybody needs some sort of avenue like that.
Absolutely. If you haven't dug into his music, it goes deep.
I've got all
It
his CDs.
does.
I need to delve deeper. I think I've only popped one or two of them in my car. I will say I'm guilty of
He's
that.
got a heavier band too that he was in that we have a couple CDs of called Valenian.
Yeah.
It's
I've heard
really,
that.
really interesting. And then he's got another side project that he did with this other guy called Alumni Squid.
Alumni Squid.
And it's awesome. It's exceptional alternative rock. Like it's like takes you back to 1996, like you got some kind of comp from Columbia House by mistake or some weird stuff, man. And it's such a good, all of his music's real tasteful. Like with what he does, he's getting more abstract. I've noticed since he started painting more, his music has been reflective, where his music's a lot more just soundtrack type music type deal. You know what I mean? Sort of.
I like listening to music like that sometimes. More ambient.
Yeah,
sometimes.
absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Especially you're cleaning the fucking house or taking a long drive or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Working long hours.
Yeah, just throwing in, just have some melody going on.
Yeah.
Thank God for jobs where you can fucking listen to music while you work.
Yeah.
Facts.
I couldn't be doing some mindless task and have some fucking higher up douchebag be like, you can't listen to music.
Yeah. Be like, fuck you, brother.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Let's listen to some more tunes, man. This next band's also, this is kind of the punk rock section
Yep.
of the Skullfest 6. This band's awesome. They're called Variations of May. The lead singer, Kevin Benzie, good friend of mine. I've known him since I literally remember I was probably 14. He was like 12. And we went to the movies or something. His mom drove us, and he bought a Nirvana Incesticide album. And his mom threw a fit because it said Incesticide. Like, she was just like, "What? That can't be right." You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I influenced that. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they reached out probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. Hey Nick, any place play some shows. We got a band together now. We finally got everything going where we're ready to play some shows, and I booked them 3 or 4 different places, man. And then they just kind of took it over, and I think they're on a little mini tour right now where they're playing like 10 to 12 different spots just around Kentucky and Ohio and Indiana,
hell
man.
yeah.
Dude, that's love.
Yeah, they're
That
kicking
would be
ass,
love.
and they're going to be playing at Skullfest 6 in Louisville, Kentucky. There, Variations of May.
It gives me like early 2000 emos punk rock.
That's
It
right there.
does.
And I fucking love it.
It's
dude.
right. Yeah, you
That
hit it. You
hits
hit it
home,
on.
Dude. That hits home, man. Like, that's like 12, 13-year-old me listening to.
Sum 41, Blink
Yeah,
182.
yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Flag. And Green Day.
I love Green Day.
Me too. This cover kind of reminds me of American Idiot.
But very much so.
Because it looks like a heart and everything.
Yeah, very much so.
What is that thing anyway?
I think it's a nautilus.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
That's crazy.
It's like a mollusk. I think.
True shit.
My favorite one on here is The Great Peter Pan is Dead. I remember playing a lot of these songs I had a house in Frankfurt back in 2015 before they went and recorded this they recorded at a studio around Berkeley, California. He went to Berkeley up there, did a bunch of music up there, and then went up there and recorded this album. It was recorded by Robbins, man, and it's unbelievable. The production on this album is top notch, man. It's top notch. And Kevin's a great songwriter. You know, I think it's a lot about broken heart and crushed dreams.
Yeah.
You know. They got a new album too. They've been in the studio within the last 6 months. You can find all that stuff on Spotify and all
That's
that kind
right.
of stuff. Just look up Variations of May.
It ain't hard to spell variations.
Yeah, you know I spell it better than I do. I mess it up every once in a hoot.
Psychic and Dictatorship are both hard to spell.
They look weird.
See,
They look
man,
weird.
That's why I was thinking do like a PDS thing, keep the name Psychic Dictatorship,
But initial it out.
But
I remember you
on,
saying that.
banners or something, or
I would make it
flyers or
easier for
something.
spelling out for sure.
I don't know. It was just a thought. I don't really care either way. I just thought it would have been cool.
Abbreviation reminds me you could do it like a graffiti tag.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Or put that on stickers and shit. You know. Yeah.
I dig it. I dig his voice. It fits the genre of his music.
It's natural to him too. It's his natural voice.
Yep.
And it gets better. And when you hear them live, dude, they sound just like it, dude.
Yeah.
They got top-notch equipment. They got awesome stuff, man. Well, he went and bought all this rad-ass equipment to record this album with, and he just left it at my house for 2 months. And it was awesome to have. Dude, our rehearsals when he had all this stuff was unfucking believable, dude. It was so much fun. And like I said at the time, I lived in this old, kind of an older style house, big tall ceilings and stuff, man. So the sound in it was just incredible, man. Ephemera.
Yep.
I didn't say the name of it till I heard him say
Ephemera.
it. Ephemera. Because I wasn't going to pronounce it right.
I think that's what
What
that
does
is.
that mean, though? What is ephemera?
Well, you're going to have to look that up, brother. I'm not your Google.
He wants to get philosophy with you.
I'm curious now.
Probably has something to do with penis.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not-
It probably does.
Well, ephemeral with an L means lasting for a very short time.
Okay, so maybe
So
it's
ephemera.
ended quick, like life's over fast
Things
or
that
something.
exist are used or enjoyed for only a short time.
Oh,
Yep,
cool.
because
So it's about
Just a
death.
blink of an eye.
it's about death.
That's
because
beautiful.
Ephemera.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it
That
is because
beautiful.
You're making us all cry in here, Kevin
because
Benzie.
life
I'm gonna
is
go
short.
slip my
Life is ephemera.
bathroom.
That's right.
No.
Ephemera.
Life is ephemera.
It's a good tune, man. See them live last year. They were at Skullfest 5. They were a stick out band, dude. They kicked ass. They came in and their drummer's intense. I don't know if you got a chance to see his drummer. He grew up in the same neighborhood I did in Paris, man.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
You grew up in Paris?
yeah, absolutely, man. Red
family's from out there.
Red Bud Lane. It's weird. It's weird when you see people like that you're like, well, I just grew up 300 feet away from them. When you live in a neighborhood and the house is right across the street, and you're both affected, or when you see kids that are 5 or 6 younger than myself, and they're like, oh, dude, you influenced me so much back in the day just by, and I didn't do nothing more than listen to songs and talk about bands, but I was like you, man. I was sporting what I had, so I was an advertisement for everything that I listened to.
That's right.
And then that influences people. They're like, oh, what's Operation Ivy, or what the fuck is Obituary? They're like, who? I think I first listened to Obituary when I was probably 10 years old. I got an Obituary CD and a Morbid Angel CD from a flea market in Georgetown.
I know Morbid Angel.
Hell yeah.
Sending you in deep.
And then off of that, I went into. Do you say Deicide?
I say deicide. Yeah.
Deicide. I went into Confront Me, Unholy One, Bastard Saints, Scorn of the Earth. Like, I still remember they're fucking crazy, and I love them.
I like Chapel of Ghouls, Morbid Angel.
Yeah,
my favorite.
All the old school, and that got me. Like, I thought that was metal, but I was more like, I was 10 years old, 11, so I was into more poppy stuff. But I didn't really catch the vibe until this guy came next door. He was like visiting his aunt or something. He was from somewhere else, a little bit older. And he gave me Metallica and Justice for All, and that changed my life.
That's a hell of an album.
That changed my whole life, dude. That introduced me
Metallica
to what I'd like from now on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think Ride the Lightning is the first Metallica record I heard.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I think just because it was on iTunes, because my dad bought the album. And it was on my iTunes on my phone. And I listened to it. And I remember my friends not liking it, but I was like, I dug it.
Yeah.
Like, they liked stuff that
It's
was electronic
thrash
music.
metal?
No hate on electronic music. But, like, it had the energy, and you know, you can feel the energy in the music like that.
A bad thing about a lot of newer ears on music is they want, once they hear the best guitar player and the best rhythm and the best, they can't bring it back.
Yeah.
They can't draw it back and appreciate metal that's not going 1,050 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or not doing all them off time, weird timings and stuff. Metallica was just straightforward. Most of it was in E, just regular. Pick up your guitar and play it as hard and as fast and as badass as you can.
And I appreciate their bass player, Cliff Burton, at the time, because that guy was the one that helped Metallica get their groove.
Absolutely. Which I hate to say that the first out with listening to Justice for All, I didn't think they had a bass player.
Jason Newsted is a good bass player. They just didn't. They kind of did him dirty with that.
Yeah, they did.
They sure did.
Because they were still grieving.
You guys know that song, "A Memory Remains."
I got that album.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that parody?
I don't think so.
Where they're like, Lars is gay, Jason's gay, Kurt is gay, but the gayest gay is James.
I can see that.
When I heard that, it stuck in my head all fucking day for no fucking reason. But I was like sweeping the floor.
In a way, I can understand why they were kind of dicks to Jason as well. But at the same time, they didn't have to turn his bass all the way down or mess with that, because the bass is very important.
I think I've seen on YouTube before. There's a mix. It's called like Injustice for Jason or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it's very bass heavy on it. Yeah, and it's cool, man. Like I said, I didn't miss the bass, but at 10, 11 years old when I first heard the album, I wasn't picking it and critiquing it as much as I would nowadays. But I wasn't missing the bass.
Yeah.
For most, it seemed a very thick and full album, but going back and hearing the story of it and stuff, you're like, what? That's weird, Why even get another bass player if you're going to treat him like shit for a couple of years? You know what I'm saying?
It's like they were
really doesn't make sense.
blaming him for losing Cliff Burton.
It's kind of taking that out on him for no reason.
Yep.
Unnecessarily.
Because he came at a time when they were still grieving, still pissed off at the world that Cliff was gone. But here's the thing. A fateful bet could have resulted in Kirk dying instead.
For sure.
So
any of them could have died.
It's the fate.
So I got a question for you guys. What kind of pants do you wear to a ghost hunt? Does anybody know?
To a ghost hunt?
Yeah. What kind of pants do you wear to a ghost hunt?
I wear my ghost busting pants.
Does anybody know the question?
Brown pants?
No, just a pair of normal pants.
Gray pants.
Get it? Paranormal pants.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be here all day.
I said
brother.
brown pants in case you shit yourself.
Yes. And you shit yourself, no one will know because you're always wearing brown.
So Superfly, when are we going to start these ghost hunting things, man? Is that coming around anytime soon?
Hey,
Are we
always
going to wait till after August? Or you going to wait till September? When are we starting it?
We may wait until after August.
Yeah, once it
Right
gets
now,
fall.
our first thought says we want to check out this Castlewood Castle that's here in Kentucky
Oh, that'd be awesome.
because
Cool.
it's got some spooks going on. And Leon Luxon was there, and he started feeling the energy. He's like, "Why don't we make that one of our
first one.
early episodes?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, you need to go to Cynthiana too, to the Opera House.
Yes,
That is the most haunted opera house in Kentucky.
we'll set this.
100%.
I
We'll
think
set this
Brandon's
investigation up
talked
later.
about going there before. He's had an experience.
My studio is right across the street,
Oh, shit.
and I booked we played 3 shows there. We're banned from there now. No more Skullface Records no more. Because I said fuck too many times.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck, motherfucker, fuck.
Well, it's a wasn't an 18 and over or whatever, and they took
Yeah.
that shit to heart. They're like, why is he cussing so much? Is up there.
Like, why you cussing? I mean, you're inside of a fucking metal band. Why the
Yeah.
fuck wouldn't you cuss?
Fuck them is what I said, man.
Exactly.
And I drank a bunch of beer. Like I was just going behind the counter, like where the concessions was, and getting Michelob Ultras.
I'm gonna put you inside of our sip with the Supernatural group, and we'll talk.
Yeah, hit us up.
talk
man.
about doing that.
We'd love to do it. I'd love to
Very
start.
normal.
I'd love to start the podcast that we did. We did a podcast called the Transparent Podcast,
Nice.
where we go into a ghost hunt completely transparent and try to just completely, no bullshit or no.
Yep,
we
no
just use it.
bullshit,
We use
just-
what we got. We go where we go. And we do what we do, and
And
a lot of
if you
fun.
catch something, you catch something. If you don't, you don't.
It's a lot of fun, man. Getting the heebie-jeebies to me is fun.
Man, I'll tell you a good place, man. Do you remember where the Handy House used to sit?
The Handy House,
The Handy House over in Veterans Park. Up on
not
top
off
of the
top.
hill.
I'm not from Cynthiana, so not off top.
Do you know where Flat Run is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you know that like where it peaks up at the top of the hill,
Yeah.
over by the clinic.
That's where the Frisbee golf course goes back up in there.
Yeah.
Like you walk through that. Yeah.
If you go up there where the old Handy House is, man.
The old Handy House.
That's what it was called. But my
that what you
me
go
and
there
my
for?
buddy,
Handy.
For a good old
Probably.
handy from the ghost.
it was an old slave house though, and me me and my buddy Jeff went up there and got some pretty good
Handies.
EVPs. Eat.
So is it just an area then?
Oh,
Can you see where
yeah.
the house still is, or do you just kind of
Not
gotta
really. I
gotta
mean,
know
there's
where it's
still
at?
a little bit of debris around there,
And you
but
caught-
right now it's pretty much just like it's just like all grown over.
Yeah.
But like we've caught like EVPs all the way down that
Nice.
top end.
Certain
Oh, that's
places,
rad.
Man, just
That
have
is rad.
energy.
Like it's
Yeah, it
crazy.
sure does.
to 'em.
Sure
You know,
does.
One place I'd be interested in going to see if I'd feel anything was like Indian mounds.
Yeah.
Native
Yes.
American mounds.
Yeah.
There's mounds all across the country
Yes.
that they built, like
Mm-hmm.
all along the Mississippi.
Burnett's Water Tower is one of
Cahokia.
them.
They say
St.
that those are the
Louis.
most negative places that you'll
Yeah.
feel energy from.
I've heard online. I read a guy say he felt like angry, like
Yeah.
angry,
Yeah.
hateful.
Dude,
kinda
yeah,
energy.
dude. I was
You gotta
I was
think
traveling in my late 20s, selling magazines door to door, and I quit my job randomly, and I was out knocking doors, and I knocked doors on these like frat dudes' houses, and started just drinking and hanging out with them for the day.
Nice.
And I was gonna buy a bus ticket and go home, but I was just kind of hanging out with these dudes. And we started talking ghosts and shit. And they told they told me about I was in, I think, Topeka, Kansas is where I was at. And he was like, "There's the Burnett's Water Towers here, and it's you go there, and it was a big water tower that was built on a Indian mound, and the largest tornadoes ever recorded has came through there. Only the first time to knock it down, and then when it was rebuilt a week later to knock it down."
Oh,
That's
dang.
crazy.
And the energy there was weird because it was a big water tower that they was leveled off by a tornado, but there's still like steps and rubble and stuff that you can go around, and kids go there and smoke weed and drink, I guess, in this
Yeah.
fucking
That's
town.
wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I said,
Satan worshiping over there.
They did worship Satan over down at Mount Pilot.
Some people might say so.
That's true.
So we got some tunes, man. I got a pretty cool announcement to make about Skullfest 6.
Oh, nice.
Our boy Mike Jones, So Serious Black. I reached out to him. I know he recently hurt himself at some show. So for everybody out there, stay the fuck out of people's way when they're performing.
Yes.
If they're performing, don't
absolutely.
be walking in front of them or walking around them or whatever it was, because you might fuck somebody up. And now this dude,
And don't be a jackass.
yeah, this dude dances and all that shit during his dance. That's
He
the main
does.
thing, and now he can't do it. But 2 months from now, he said he should be back at it, and he's going to be performing, and we just added him to the card. We got So Serious Black, and we're going to listen to Do My Thing.
That's right.
Was he there at the New Year's show?
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought I recognized.
Came here to do my thing.
Remember, jackasses, don't be standing inside the way to performers that are dancing, because you might fuck them up and also fuck yourself up.
Yeah, or they might fuck you up for fucking them up.
They should fuck them up after they fuck them up.
Fuck them up.
Fuck them up.
Fuck them up, Mike.
Do my
Man,
thing.
People get so mad at like security and band members when they
It's
throw
needed.
people off a stage, but there's a reason you're not supposed to get.
Exactly.
Some
to a
people just
certain
don't get it. They
distance
don't
to
respect how much goes into it. And when you're on your stage, you're literally putting out everything that you put into the rehearsals and practices, and everything is coming out in that minute or two that you're on that stage. And everybody else needs to fucking
And also-
get the fuck out of the way.
Also, the fucking stage wasn't made to have fucking fans come up and get around the fucking singer or the band.
Exactly.
If they want to be around you, they'll come out and be
Right.
around.
Exactly.
You know, like I've been to shows where like the singer's like, "Hey, if you want a high five,
Slow
crowd
kill.
surf up
Slow kill's
here."
out in it.
Right.
Slow kill's out in the middle. Arm around you and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if it's a stage though, you're not invited to come up on that stage.
No.
You wait till the fucking band feels like they want to come out there.
It's just like wrestling. You do that in wrestling, you're going to get your teeth
damn
nut kicked
straight.
out.
The first real wrestling, you come over that barricade, your ass is grass. Let me tell you, they're gonna stomp and they're gonna fuck you up.
I had,
That's how it used to be.
somebody grab my headband in Nicholasville, and I was about to turn around and slap shit out of them, but the cops were there.
Oh,
The
man.
cops had to escort me out, dude. I got so much heat. They literally had to escort me out, and I was like getting on the cops the whole time too. Like, it was such a fun experience.
Nice.
I had them. I think they were the whole fucking crowd wanted to kill me.
We had the cops call on us a year ago.
Did you?
Yeah, when Andy threw me into the van, the cops showed up.
That makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does. Because if someone's gonna call the cops, woo, you done your job.
You guys enjoy some good hip hop mixed with some country style, man. That's an authentic musician, dude. Check out Mike Jones, So Serious Black. He's all over the place, man.
Damn straight he
And
is.
you always know when it comes to him, it's going to be a top-notch single. It's going to be a top-notch video. Man, he brings everything that he's got to it, dude. He does it from a small town, broadcast to everybody. Look, he's trying to sweat my flannel.
He's sporting it.
He's a lot of fun, man. I've had a lot of fun with it. Did a lot of cool shows with him over the last few years.
That's right. Yeah, he's gonna be at Skullfest 6, and that's awesome too.
Yeah, dude, he's going to be rocking that bitch, dude.
He's fun to watch, man.
He's a show.
He's like anybody can get up there and
He's polished.
play some songs and just perform. But it takes a real creative artist. And
He's polished, dude. We had I think it was a show we had February 3rd at Girls Burrito. And when he hit the stage, not to mention I was on shrooms on that show, doing the sound all night long,
I
fucking
remember that
blitzed
show.
out of my
Nothing
mind.
wrong with doing a little bit of
By
shrooms.
accident. I didn't even mean to take them. I took them
Oh,
by
shit.
accident. So it was a big surprise to me, brother. And So Serious Black was performing, dude, and just about that time, a swim team from out of state, because we're downtown Lexington, a swim team from out of state comes in, all dudes. And they come in, and So Serious hits the stage, and they're all like right at like 18, 19, 20 years old, I suppose. And they got so excited when Mike was playing that they just started doing jumping jacks and push-ups. And there was like 25 of them while this thing was going on, doing full,
wild.
like where everybody else, like the whole place was just packed. And there's these dudes doing jumping jacks and push-ups. It was a moment that I'll never, and I'm on shrooms being like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You know what I'm saying?
Right now.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you expect is
Oh, man.
25 dudes are just
That's
busting into
crazy.
place. And
Out of nowhere, all paying the
That's
cover.
right.
I was like, yeah, this is fucking sweet.
That's
dude.
what you call diversity.
wild.
Yeah, diversity's a thirsted me, man. We took it serious that
I
night.
think I've been to that venue before.
Girls Goes Burrito.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They that night we got Exile. That's another place that we'll never be able to do another show
no.
at.
Oh no! Don't you just hate when they ban you from
We
the
do
show?
that every once in a while, man. But it just shows that we party the way we want to. When we come there, we take over the venue.
I think sometimes people just get mad because we bring in more. Y'all bring in more people.
Yeah, and I bring my own door
what
dude
they
and my own
can.
guy. We do our own security. We
Yeah.
don't need none of their stuff. Like we do it all ourselves. I bring the whole shebang. Like I don't want no help from the venue, and I make that
Yeah.
clear up front. And sometimes whoever I talk to doesn't register that to some of the employees.
Right.
And sometimes I have to be like, hey, you're just here to serve drinks. So go get me
right.
go get me a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That is right.
Quit worried about everything else that's going on. So let's go around the horn here. Speaking around the horn, I don't know if you guys watch ESPN, but they closed up a 23-year career on ESPN around the horn. I watch that all the time, man. I'm not huge into sports, but I remember hanging out with one of my homies, TT Ratliff. We'd sit on the couch at 4:30 around the horn would come on and learn what went on in the sports world for that day or two, man. It was a pretty cool show.
Hell yeah.
All good things come to an end. It's all infamy. I'm not saying it right now. Can anybody pronounce that Variations of May song?
It is.
Ephemera.
Ephemera. Ding, 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 ding. Got a point.
Life is ephemeral.
All right, so let's go around, man. Let's name 2 artists that are influential with your music style. And I'm starting over here with Andy and coming this way.
Okay.
Man, that's
2 artists.
2 artists.
Right now, when you're the most influential
A
in
band
your life.
or just musician?
Artist, musician, boom, whatever. However it is, your 2 main influences that would that motivate you the most.
I guess a big one for me.
Nick
is,
Hine. Oh, me. Oh,
you already know, man. You already know. But no, I'd say Marilyn Manson was always a big influence.
That's cool.
Man.
I can tell.
I got real big into Manson in like high school and shit, and it's kind of always stuck with me.
When you went into Manson, did you go into the first album?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Portrait of American
Yeah.
Family,
yeah,
Lunchbox.
yeah.
This motherfucker's gonna get my medal.
Hi, Mom.
Hey,
Down. Yeah, dude. I jammed to that too. That was it was punk rock to me, man, when I heard it.
yeah.
When I first heard that, it was punk rock. When Smells Like Children came out, I was like, this is different.
Yeah.
But I like the carnival effect of,
See, that's
of
what
Smells Like Children.
That's what I loved about Manson, man. Like he was twisted, but like he could switch the vibe of twisted, if that makes sense.
Have
you
you
know
taken
what I
your
mean?
blood pressure medicine?
Like
Like those little skits like Eminem and shit
Yeah,
was going
yeah.
I
on
was
there.
your vampire as well.
Yeah, it was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So you got Manson. Who's next?
oh man, that's really hard, man.
Giggity giggity. This artist makes him really hard, so it takes him a little bit to.
Trying to think. I don't know.
You gonna pass it? You want to come back to later, maybe? So only Marilyn Manson influences you. Everybody else is just dog shit.
Well, no, man. There's just so many good artists
kidding.
out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I would have to say Andy Biersack, man. He's
Andy Biersack.
yeah, he was he's the lead singer for a band called Black Veil Brides.
No.
Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was really big.
Is that something
was
that
a
you
big
listen to
influence.
young? Is that
Oh,
something
yeah,
that okay?
yeah, that's something I still listen to today.
Sing along with it and stuff?
Yep. Not much of the newer shit, I'm not gonna lie. After Ashley Purdy, their bass player, left, they kinda like, I don't know.
Went
It's
downhill.
not shit, but it's not Black Veil Brides.
So you have to go there and
know
check
what I
that
mean?
out.
So,
That's who I was.
but
That's
yeah,
who I was
they're
gonna.
very good.
I was gonna like bring that up and be like, hey, what about that guy?
Yeah.
I was actually
Yeah.
thinking that.
That's funny.
Andy Biersack is great.
Telepathy went through. What about you, Johnny Superfly?
Connected.
Who's some influences you music wise?
Mine would have to be
Troy
definitely-
Perry.
No, not Troy Perry.
He
No,
said, nah, don't hate on Troy Edmonds.
mine would have to be Freddie Mercury because
Okay,
that
there you
motherfucker
go,
has some
boom.
vocals,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I seen a cover of Ghost doing Bohemian Rhapsody. It was neat.
That's an.
It was.
It was, but it did,
of
I don't
that.
think it held a. I don't.
It didn't because
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, because you can't.
Mercury's just got that
Yeah,
extra,
yeah.
dude.
He had that falsetto that really emanated to you.
Because I
when
feel
you
like that's
listen to
what
it.
was missing. I was expecting a bigger, thicker voice from Ghost when I heard it.
Yep, but Tobias is he's basically got a cross between a
It's still pretty decent.
softer voice and somewhat deep voice.
Still pretty
Right
decent.
now, his character that he's playing right now is called Papa B, so he's not wearing a mask.
That's
he's wearing
awesome that you know that.
Yeah, I've kept up with him.
Okay, cool.
But my second one would have to be Kurt Cobain.
Okay, yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
you can't go wrong with Kurt Cobain, one of the guys that is considered one of the faces of grunge.
Are you guys very familiar with Nirvana and all that stuff? Are we all here?
Kurt Cobain is in my top 3. I've gone through a lot of drug abuse and shit in my
Yeah.
past, so I can relate a lot to Kurt Cobain. So I feel you on that level.
So,
man.
yay or nay, did Kurt Cobain write the first Ho album?
If you ask me, I would say
You guys
so.
have all heard the
For
first
most
Ho
of it.
album?
Yes.
For most of it, yeah, at least
Top
most of it.
Hearts. Was that written by Kurt Cobain? To me, when I heard it,
Yeah,
I heard the fourth Nirvana album.
That's right.
yeah.
That's what I felt like when I heard that. I was like, there's a female taking the place of Kurt Cobain, and this is the fourth Nirvana album.
Yeah,
None of her other stuff ever sounded like that again.
Yeah.
exactly.
Nothing was even close to that kind of writing skill
Yeah.
forgot what the fuck that title
Well-
that album was.
Fun fact: they were interviewing with Kurt Cobain. I forgot what year, but they had asked him what are the meanings to the lyrics in some of these songs in the album Nevermind, and he was like, there's really no fucking meaning. I
Well, they
just
were a
read
punk
lot
rock
of-
band. They
Yeah.
were a raw, grimy.
Yeah.
They were a lot. I know this sounds weird, but I feel like they were a lot like me when I first started on it.
Right.
I was influenced a lot by that grimy sound, and then they found a producer
Yeah.
that produced that sound. And boom! Now you have
That's
Nirvana.
right.
And,
And-
then they went back to Incesticide, which was raw again.
Yeah.
That's right. And then they had Weird Al vilify them because
Oh, yeah,
he
that Weird
took,
Al
he took
cover
the
was
song smells like Teen Spirit. He's like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna sing about you and food. I'm just gonna sing about how nobody understands you. And Kurt Cobain said, I found that fucking funny because it's true. A lot of people do misconstrue the lyrics, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but you can hear them clearly.
Weird Al, man, that was the prime when
Yes.
Nirvana was at their prime. Weird Al was at his prime. He had that album that had that a collage,
Yep.
and it was gold.
And that was when he
was
was still.
gold.
Well, that's when he still had the afro before he
Yeah.
switched to dreadlocks for his.
Weird Al's been around a lot longer than you assume.
Yeah.
He seems like an alien.
He's in a. You remember the Naked Gun movies?
Yes.
I think he's in
Yep.
one of the Naked Gun movies.
He even
And I was
had his
I was
own
oh, he was
movie.
even.
Well, that's '90s, dude. He had a show on MTV in '86.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had his own
wild.
Weird Al show where he did weird stuff. Like it was kind of like the Pee Wee Herman show, but it was the
didn't know
Weird
that.
Al
Yep.
show,
I didn't know
and it was
that.
on
That's
MTV.
crazy.
Yeah, he started I think 16 or 17
you, Mom.
covering songs, man.
Mom sent us some stars.
Hey,
Thank you.
But that's true because Weird Al, whenever he made your music as a parody, you made it.
dude, and I listened to those. I got cassette tapes. Okay, I used to have a Suburban that had a tape player in it. And I loved it because I collect tape.
Right.
And I would throw my Weird Al in there, dude, and just sing along to some of them funky ass lyrics, dude.
yeah.
Because some of his originals were so good.
Yes.
Like, they were kind of
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah.
But they were so fucking good, man. He was such a good songwriter.
Yeah.
And then he filled it up with the parodies that were just gold.
Yes.
They were just gold.
And only
Weird
a
Al
few-
had it figured out.
And only a few people ever got butthurt about him doing a parody of their song.
And nobody else can do it. Like nobody else has made such a huge career off parodies.
Exactly.
Have you seen the little documentary movie thing that they did with Weird Al?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
What's
That
that
was
on?
dope.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's on some free state. It was like on Roku. It's like a Roku original.
Yeah. It kind of threw me for a loop though a little bit because of how fast it moved, like through the.
I wish they would have
process
took their
of his
time. I
life.
wish it was a series.
Yeah.
I wish they would have
Yeah.
made that into a series.
The way that they went about it, like setting up for the plot and all that shit, like, yeah, they.
But yeah,
did
I thought it was
the way
rad.
should have been a series.
I thought it was super
yeah.
rad.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, man. My influences. I'm gonna go with the singer for Bungle and Faith No More and Tomahawk and Mike Patton.
Nice.
He's creative as shit, man. Not to say that I like and worship everything that he does, but his diversity and his range and his creativity.
Yeah.
Faith No More was like really
That's my
different when it came out.
It's my favorite band. Yeah. My first concert was Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and in between them was Faith No More.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the Angel Dust album. And it was nuts. It was the best part of the show.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everything else was exciting and exhilarating, but I learned from that set
That's how
in
you often
between.
find your favorite artists is like you'll be going to see these bigger bands and be like, just the other act,
Yeah.
they blow you away, and you're like, well, fuck,
Yep.
that's awesome.
And
Yeah,
sometimes you might come across this other act just from going and trying to find your bigger bands.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So one of the coolest experiences I ever had about seeing a star that got big but wasn't big was in '97. Man, it kind of shows my age. I was in Cleveland at a Warped Tour, and this Warped Tour
Told
was
me
just
about this.
loaded, dude. It was loaded. It had every fucking cool band that you ever seen, and it also had this dude named Eminem, and nobody knew of Eminem. And the show's over, and we're going out and meeting back because we went up there like a group of 14 of us, and we're meeting at our meeting place, and a tour bus comes up, and who's Eminem, who I seen his show but didn't know, nobody really knew who he was, got off. Had a big stack of autograph papers and shit, and I went up to, I was the very first one. I was the first one to see him, and I went up to him, and I was like, hey, let me get an autograph. And I was like, I don't really want it made out to me. I was like, my girlfriend at the time name was Kim.
Yeah.
And he's got that whole Kim thing.
I love that.
And I didn't
Kim
know,
song.
I didn't know nothing about none of that. Like I didn't know none of his songs or nothing. But I did see his 30 minutes up on stage. I just happened to catch it, and got a little sign thing from Eminem that time, man. But I wasn't that even big into hip hop at that time because man, this Warped Tour had no effects. Pennywise and Rancid,
Fucking 90s,
Voodoo
man.
Glow Skulls, fucking. I think Kid Rock was on there with fucking.
Oh,
Ninjas.
no,
like,
not
like
Kid
he had
Rock.
that Seven
Fuck yeah.
Dust was on there. It was nuts, dude. It was so fucking. It was so fucking. Fat Mike, you guys know who Fat Mike is?
Yep.
The singer
I think
for
I've
No
heard of him.
Effects. He's a god to us, dude. When we were kids, like he's the punk rock fucking dude. And me and my buddy Rudy, and Rudy has this big red hair, and it's kind of like a bowl cut, and it's like down to here. And that was his style. It kind of looked like Shaggy. And like I said, we both worship fucking Fat Mike, and we seen Fat Mike just kind of standing there randomly. And I was like, let's go fucking, ask Fat Mike a question. And he goes over there, and he's like, man, let me ask you a question. He's like, okay. He's like, why isn't Fugazi here? And Fat Mike was like, it's probably too corporate, but let me ask you a question. He's like, what? He's like, the fuck's up with your haircut, bro?
That's fucking
Man.
awesome.
I was like, oh man, Fat Mike got you, brother.
Oh, shit. That's god.
Yeah, man. Warped Tours were insane, and this is no exaggeration, dude. We go up there 14 deep at 16, 17 years old, and I don't know how we'd rent a hotel room or how we'd get them, but we'd get hotels, and we'd trash them. Like old school trash them. Like we were having we had 2 rooms, so it was like room versus room. We're having water balloon fights and whatever we got, silly shit, pissing in the fucking heaters, just dumb shit, just kid shit. And then having to bail out because the people make us leave or whatever.
That is what they used to do.
That's what we
in the
did in
80s.
97, 98, 99 when I was a
Can't do that
teenager.
kind of shit nowadays,
Dude, you're going
man.
to
Yeah, they throw
They'll
a
fucking
fit.
throw you in
Yeah,
jail
man.
for your
I was
life,
lucky.
man.
I was
They'll lock
born
you up.
in the stage where you could still go in Walmart and steal.
I remember
Now
that.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember.
Now they'll come to your house later on and be like, "We got you on camera
Yeah, man.
3 weeks ago doing this. You still you going to jail even though you think you got that nail polish."
Yeah.
They'll be like, I don't give a fuck if it's just
Yeah,
a
you
small
can't-
thing as nail polish. Go to
Can't do
jail.
it. Can't do that shit no more,
Man,
man.
it just shows you how greedy the big corporates are, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There should be plenty for all.
Yeah, man.
Like if it's at Walmart,
Like, if it's-
show up at 6 and
Like, I
get your
can understand if it's like over
get your share.
an absurd amount.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
different.
But like, if it's something small, like a pair of fucking headphones or something, like,
Yeah.
fuck
If it's
off,
a,
man.
or some panties.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Panties should be free.
Yeah.
Especially like when it comes to like
Panties.
food, man. Like people stealing food, man.
yeah.
I used to have a friend that was growing up. I like. Speaking of, before we get off here, Podcast Jim hasn't called in.
no.
He hasn't called in all show.
Yes.
No, so
Damn.
that's kind of fishy. But I think I know why. He left a voicemail that I got through my email. And if you could, can you pull that up real quick? Everyone listening out there and watching, you guys, if you've watched shows before, you know that Podcast Jim has been calling in all show, just talking trash, saying that I'm the reason his Meemaw died and that I owe him money for her old motor scooter, and just harassing. And he didn't call in all show, but I'll let you know why. Everybody listen up.
You are receiving a phone call from Podcast Jim. It's inmate at the Duval County, Florida County Jail. Keep in mind that all
He's in
calls are
jail.
monitored.
My God.
So I had to pay for this. I had to accept the charges.
Hey, Nick Himes. Good job, motherfucker. You got old Podcast Jim locked up. Calling the
He's in jail.
Jacksonville County Sheriff's Office. Telling them sons of bitches.
Sounds like
got done
karma.
started cooking crack in my RV. Well, that's bullshit, motherfucker. I'm down here cooking meth.
I knew it.
What?
He just told on himself.
Carl.
He's gonna blame you for that, too.
Talking trash. Damn it, Jojo.
Sound like someone trying to fiddle with him.
It does.
Hey, sorry about that. So, my bail set at about $10,000. Now, you know what we can do? We can drop the whole rascal scooter.
I don't owe him nothing for the rascal
Bail me
scooter.
out. My
Exactly.
inmate
He just
number-
makes that shit up.
Damn, Jojo, I done told you. Keep your finger out my booty crack.
Oh.
What the?
Take
What?
that
Podcast Jim's getting what he
number. I
deserves.
notice, you
It does.
You don't answer your
So there was a
phone.
scooter
All you
incident?
gotta do is just
Motor
let it go
scooter.
voicemail. Well, I still got your number, you son of a bitch. Talking trash on your Nice Guy Andy podcast. Yeah, I'll see about that when I get out of here.
Dang, and that's what he left. So I guess he got locked up after he was calling and all kinds of stuff. If you haven't been caught up on it, what had happened is his Meemaw parked her motor scooter in front of my building, and I had to get it moved. We couldn't get in and out, and when I had to get it moved, he couldn't get it out of tow, so he lost the motor scooter. So he thinks that I owe her for it. And in that meantime, his Meemaw died because she didn't have her motor scooter. So she's also trying to blame me for the death of his Meemaw.
It
It's just
sounds
a
like
bunch
he's
of
getting his
bullshit.
booty crack played with.
It sounds like he's getting. I'm getting retribution via one finger
right.
in the crack at a
I
time.
think
Whoever
Jim
that guy
should've been
is.
there for his Meemaw on her time of need.
Yeah, and it's not even his Meemaw. It's his girlfriend. It was his girlfriend's fucking Meemaw, and she left him. She's not even with him no more.
And he
So-
refused to get the thing himself.
But if you guys want to check it out, man, we got all of the call-ins and everything on the Skullface Records /YouTube page. You can get caught up on the Podcast Jim drama. It started from the beginning, and it seems like it might be over. He might be in jail. We might not
Yeah.
hear from Podcast Jim no more.
It sounds like it.
But dude, it's been a great show. Appreciate you guys coming in, man. Psychic Dictatorship has been rocking and rolling. I wish we had everybody, but 2 fists better than none. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have been great guests. Appreciate you, Johnny Lee. Always
you,
having us up here. We are promoting Skullfest 6, 5800 Fern Valley Road. Headlining the show, man. The dudes from Louisville, hometown boys. We got one more song before we get out of here, and then we're gonna rock on up the road, dude.
That's right.
We're gonna check out the band's called. Well, let me actually go over the entire card real quick. I want to go over the entire lineup of Skullfest 6. We are at 5800 Fern Valley Road, Louisville, Kentucky. We also have a guest host comedian, Ben Potts. He's out of Louisville, dude. He's a hilarious man. I had him come down to a bar in Cynthiana, and he disgusted everybody I wanted him to discuss, and he made everybody laugh that I wanted to laugh. So he's awesome, dude. He's going to be a guest host for the show, man. So he's going to be awesome. He's a really fun dude. This lineup is stacked. We have Variations of May. We have Blue Astro Van. We have the Band 55, Nick Teal, Psychotic Marvel, Psychic Dictatorship, Nick Nasty. Myself's going to be doing some live stuff. Me and Danny Kerr of the After Party, the Troy Perry Show, Anonymous, and then these guys, Slow Kill, the Hometown Boys, dude. It's a hell of a show. Let's check out some Slow Kill.
That's right. This song is called 27.
27.
When this dropped?
Last year.
I think I remember them playing this
Their
live.
sound, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Around the New Year's show, they would have played this for sure. Their live is great. There's a lot of fun, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard to hear Jay in Oasis.
Yeah.
Like his voice sounded real muffled.
Uh huh.
But like usually though, they sound great. Live.
Yeah. Yeah, he had his own little speaker that night for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why he wanted to use it, but yeah.
I guess he was just feeling his speaker that night.
Yeah, I think it was a new one that he actually was testing out. I didn't pay much attention. I was fucked up. I was ready to get home. I was ready to get home by the time the headliners were up.
Should have tested it before he came to the show.
100%.
It's like a mix of rap rock.
100%.
Reminds me kind of like the Anthrax and the guys they were
Bring the noise.
Yep, bring the noise.
Does Slow Kill have any patches?
What is it again?
I said, does Slow Kill have any patches?
Maybe.
I'll be giving me a patch.
I got some patches too. I got a Skullface patch and all that stuff too. Oh yeah.
I'll put it on there.
I'll bring a couple of them. I got a couple of different styles.
Guys, go check out Slow Kill.
Local band on here, Fox Bat. I've waiting to see them in a little bit.
That's right, Life to Ephemera.
I like that. Not only do you get to listen to underground music and stuff when I come into the studio, but we all learn new words.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Word of the day: ephemera.
That's right.
Back in the day, we would have had to have pulled out a dictionary.
Yeah, you would have had to do that.
When we edit that, it's just going to be back in the day. We had to pull out our dick. And then we're going to cut it. It's going to go to page.
We're also going to edit how we say the name. It's going to be, instead of dictatorship, we're going to just say suck a dick. Psychic dick.
Psychic dick.
Suck a dick.
Psychic
Now,
dick.
Psychic Dick would be an interesting song title.
Dick.
That would be an interesting song title.
Man, I
How
like it.
fast can you say that?
Suck a
without-
dick. Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
That's got to be a band name. That's going to be a side project.
That's fucking wild.
We should form that band. Everybody at this table. We are Suck a Dick.
It would be the pun band, too, because no one would be able to tell that we're saying suck a dick.
Yeah.
Nice little rad, little solo.
Yep.
These guys have a new guitar player too. They just introduced a fifth member back into their band because they lost their first one, Sarge. He moved to Guam or something. Yeah, some different place or Vietnam, I think. Vietnam.
I liked him.
Yep, he's out of country, and but they introduced they got another guitar player now. He'll be playing this show. There'll be a 5-piece.
Hell yeah. Bands change all the time, just as long as they keep their cool.
That's one thing that don't change
see
is that
that-
everything changes.
But see, that's the thing, though, man. There's certain bands that you gotta really be careful with changing members. Like, for instance, Linkin Park, man.
That chick, you
I
don't dig
can't
it?
stand it, dude. Not only Okay, nobody's ever gonna top Chester Bennington, okay? But first off, you can't just go the complete opposite direction of what you guys were with sound-wise.
You think they did it on purpose though,
Nah,
to try to not remind you of that at all, not try to emulate Chester at all?
Maybe. I know his mom. I know
Kill it.
Chester's mom got real pissed when she heard about it because they didn't even tell her about it. Apparently,
Yeah, that should be something you should kind of talk to the whole family about.
right,
you know?
man. Especially with how long they have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but she stands for nothing. With that Chester Bennington had, and it's like there's certain morals you can't take out of a band.
Yeah, just let it
like
be.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're going to replace something like that, you have
Why
to
not
at least
just do
find the same.
Why
morals.
not just do the fucking hologram?
You know, I thought about
That's
that
popular
too.
now. They do it with Tupac and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, why not just
Yeah.
do it
But-
with that?
Chester Bennington would have to agree to have his likeness.
True,
used.
true. Somebody would be in charge of that.
Yeah, because I don't think Chester would appreciate that.
Would
Now,
you?
I will say, though, that Linkin Park
As long
did
as his
take a long
family gets-
time.
I'm not
His
gonna lie.
family keeps getting the cut from the band.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like if they use his likeness at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be benefit somebody. Nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want a bunch of fucking money for nothing."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Makes no sense to me. Good show, guys.
Guys, this has been the Rinky Dink Bullshit Podcast,
First
Season 2,
podcast.
Episode 18, with Psychic Dictatorship, or Psychic. But, guys,
PDS.
stay nice.
Nice
show,
guy,
guys.
Andy podcast.